Is it over? So yesterday, HTML program, solid program you have seen. Both are nothing already you studied. Actual concept is filter. That is you are going to see today. Is it over? Just see, observe this program. If I run like here, run on server. Here, login.html. Now you enter any username, any password. Always it shows welcome. Okay, always it shows welcome. Now this HTML, this welcome solid I written, that's what it is showing like that. Now before displaying welcome message, it has to check given username password exists or not in the database. Suppose if you want to write a solid in between, then compulsory this solid URL pattern you have to write here, no? This solid URL pattern you have to write here. Again here this solid URL pattern you have to write. Like that possible. But dynamically you cannot insert with solid, but with filter possible. Now this filter I'll insert here in between without modifying single character here and here. I'll insert filter. How? You observe. Here, right click, new. Now you have to select filter. Okay, filter you have to select. Then package. Suppose filters only, I'll write as it is. Class name, login filter. Login filter. Okay. Class name, login filter. Here, jakarta.solid.hdp filter. 1 minute. Filters, login filter. Okay. See, login filter. Here, jakarta.solid.hdp.hdp filter. You can select only filter. You can select generic filter. You can select HTTP filter. But HTTP filter, if you select HTTP solid request, HTTP solid response comes. That is the reason I'm selecting HTTP filter. Then next. Now here URL pattern of solid. Here login filter. When this login filter should execute, that URL pattern you have to write. Already given diagram here. Whenever request comes to welcome solid, login filter should execute. That is the reason this solid URL pattern you have to apply here. Then whenever request comes to welcome solid, then URL pattern login filter should execute. That is the reason in this dialog box, same welcome you have to write. Welcome. That meaning whenever request comes to welcome solid, then login filter executed. That meaning. Now I'll explain. Not completed. Next. Here filter interface now not required. Already extends HTTP filter is there. Finish. You observe. Login filter extends HTTP filter. Here destroy, do filter, init. Even if you don't get init, destroy, do filter these methods, you override. You override yourself because default method is there. Concrete method. That's what you may not get. You override. Even listeners also. Default method is there. You observe. You have seen Java P, Java, Jakarta dot Soulet context listener. Here it is method name, it is default method, but it is not compulsory to override. That's what sometimes what will happen in Eclipse may not generate these two methods. You write explicitly. Okay. Same filter also. You may not get here destroy method, do filter method, init method, you may not get. You write. Okay. Now, our task. First of all, we have to receive username, password. That username, password, we have to check in database. But if you want to check in database, first connection establishment required. The connection establishment where we have to write init method or do filter or destroy. Init method. So init method this is. You have to write here connection establishment. How to write class dot for name. Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. Next connection. Driver manager dot get connection. JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at localhost colon 1521 XE. Next username, password, manager. Okay. Now connection established. This connection. Okay. This connection. Now now here try catch blocks. Now this connection reference, is it local variable or instance variable or class variable now? Can we access in do filter method? Can we access in destroy method? Then what you have to do? We have to write this connection as a instance variable. I'll remove here. I'll write here. Connection con. Okay. Now you can access in destroy also, do filter also. Okay. Now first connection established between database. Filter and database connection established. We have to receive username, password from HTML. So here already Soulet request is there. See this line also automatically generated, you observe. Okay. Chain, filter chain, it is automatically generated. Okay. Filter chain method automatically generated. You observe. Filter chain reference chain. Filter chain reference is chain. Here. Chain dot do filter. I'll explain what is that line. That line automatically came, you observe. Now, with this Soulet request, can get the parameters no? Now, what you have to write? String S1 equal to, how to get the parameters? Request dot get parameter. Parameter name, uname already given in HTML page. String S2. Request dot get parameter. Pivot. These two we have to check in database. Okay. That database table required. Already one table we created. Something uinfo. Previous programs. One table was there. Select star from uinfo. This table users only I'll use. Okay. Login application, forwarding, including, redirecting. At that time I created this table. This table only I want to use. Here, now, this username password we have to check in a database. Statement recorder, prepared statement recorder, callable statement recorder. Prepared. What you have to write? Prepared statement. PSTMT equal to connection rod. Prepare statement. Here we have to write query. What we have to write? Select star from uinfo where uname equal to question mark and pword equal to question mark. Here database field names uname pword must match. Here uname pword. These names must match. But here uname pword is HTML program. HTML program field names must match. HTML code and this one login.html here. Here uname pword again. These two must match here. Okay. These two must match in Oracle database. Okay. If not matched, you will get a blank page. Okay. While executing program, blank page you will get it. Now, these two question marks we have to set. How to set? Prepared statement dot set string. First question mark S1. Next, set string. Second question mark S2. Okay, 1 minute. First question mark S1. Second question mark S2. Okay. Now query here it is incomplete query. The query completed with these two values. With these two values, query completed. This query we have to execute. Is it DDL query or DML query or DQL query? Select we can call it a DML also, but in JDBC I given DQL. For DQL queries, which method you have to call? Execute query. Execute query method return type is result set. Result set RS equal to prepared statement dot execute query. Now from HTML page we retrieved username password. Those two values I filled here. Then query executed. Okay. Then if given username password is there, how many records returns? One record. If given username password is not there, how many records returns? No records. Whenever result set is generated, result set pointer points to before first record. If I call next method, it returns if record is there, true. Record is not there. So with if condition you can check now. If rs dot next, then if rs dot next, if it is true, what we have to do in the diagram? If it is true, here we have to write some code. We have to pass the control back to servlet. That is, I'm not writing that code. That code already generated by Eclipse. You observe. This is only that code. That any filter you will write like that only. Chain dot do filter. Pass the request along with filter chain. That means what system will do here, any other filter configured, it will pass that other filter. Other filter not configured, control comes back. That code is this one. This is that one. So if other filter configured here, then from here control comes here. Again here this code will write if here it comes. Because dynamically you can add one more filter also if you want. If required, one more filter also you can add. This filter dynamically we can insert. That is only this code. Now chain dot do filter. Then if any other filter configured, other filter executed. Not configured, from wherever control came, there it goes back. That is only that code. That code automatically generated. See, while generating only this line came, no, I didn't write code. That code automatically comes. Else invalid username password you have to display. Now here else print writer pw equal to response dot get writer. See, it is all solid type only. You observe here we have HTTP. It is generic solid prepared. Login filter. Okay, this is not generated. Okay, I'll make it HTTP. No, HTTP filter, HTTP solid are taken. Now print writer after this pw.println invalid username or password. Okay, now for this you can add HTML body PG color. Text hello. Now this whatever you want you can write. This is just HTML. Instead of plain text I'm writing HTML. That's it. H1 close, body close, HTML close. Okay, now this part completed. Okay, we have to close the connection. For that, destroy method here. Connection dot close. Try catch blocks. Here also try catch required. Now it is completed. Now you observe I return filter program. I given URL pattern of welcome solid to this filter. This is only I given. I didn't change one character here. But now filter included. You can see. Now filter included. Right click, run on server, save. Login.html. Say now username AAA, password AAA. It is already exist. Then welcome AAA. Okay. Back. Password is wrong. Invalid username password. Okay. Now what I'll do say I'll open XML file. Web.xml. It is configured. Filter configured. Now I don't want filter. I'll remove. I removed filter. Now what will happen? See again. Right click, run on server, save. Now just try filter configuration removed. You observe. Filter configuration only removed. Now login.html. Now any username, any password. Welcome. I want to add filter. Again, open XML, add. Added. Okay. Added. Now again I'll run. See, anytime you can add, anytime you can remove. Now, if you enter any other username password, error comes. Invalid username password message comes. Only it will allow only those who registered. Say, if you enter any other username password. Clear? So this is filter purpose. Now you observe it is mail login. It is mail solid. You'll write. It is chart login. It is chart solid. You'll write. Here shopping login, shopping solid. You'll write. One filter. Insert in between. Here also insert. Here also insert. N number of times anywhere you can insert. Filter can be inserted many places dynamically. That means 3 times configuration required. Configuration 3 times required, but writing only 1 time. Now in future also, if you want to update, anytime you can update. This is called dynamic dispatching. Now first control coming to, now when you click on submit button, control comes to welcome solid or login filter first. Welcome solid. But first filter executed or solid executed? Filter executed. Control comes to welcome solid, but control diverted to login filter. Again, if it is validated, if it is checked, if it is exists in the database, it will comes back. Otherwise, you have stopped here only. Suppose given username password not there in database, is it welcome solid executed? No. With the login filter only output error message comes. See, for example, Advanced Java batch started. Then what you did? Directly came to classroom. Okay, directly came to classroom. Then what they'll do? They'll check whether you paid or not. Payment detail they'll check. They'll send to office again. Okay, after paying money again you'll come to Advanced Java class. That type. Here, submit button you'll click. It comes here. Direct. This is like a classroom. This is like a office room. Okay, so this is like a classroom. This is like a office room. But directly it'll come to classroom. But they'll send to office. After paying, they'll allow. That type. Okay. It is just like a classroom. It is like a office room. That type only. Here, you came to class directly, but they are not allowing. They are not allowing. They are sending to office. Again, from office, you are coming back. Like that. It is filter concept. Control diverted to filter. Control diverted to filter. Filter executed. If it is here exists in the database, again comes back. If does not exist in the database, invalid. Here only stop. Solid is not executed. Okay, that type. This is I have to explain, not completed. First you write the program, still not completed. I have to explain this first login filter.java. Login filter.java. Login filter.java. Noted. One minute. Unnecessary things I'll remove. ನೋಡು. Importing package is over. So this line I have to explain, not completed, I have to explain. I'll give a description also. It is just like a forwarding, including redirecting, that type concept. One minute. Here, open brace, try, close, catch, close. Your own brace missed. Is it over? Here one method you observe. This method, what it will do is request and response. It will pass this request and response along with chain. That means in between, you can insert one more filter also. You can insert one more filter also. You can insert one more filter also. Like this, control comes like this. Again, it comes back. So just what you do is you write this understanding purpose here. You write here. It indicates web container to check web.xml. It indicates web container to check web.xml to execute any other filter or servlet, whichever is configured. It indicates web container to check web.xml to execute any other filter or servlet, whichever is configured. So web container, what it will do, it will check in XML. If any other filter configured, filter, or not configured, servlet. Whichever is configured, that is executed. That is indicates to web container. It indicates web container to check XML file. What purpose? To execute other filter or servlet, whichever is configured. So, seeing this line, control jumps to XML. In XML file, if any other filter configured, other filter executed. Other filter is not configured, servlet executed. That configuration checked. Okay. It indicates web container to check XML file to execute either filter or servlet, whichever is configured. Is it over? Written? Now, XML file also here important. That's what you write XML file also. Here XML file also important to understand. Write this web.xml. This welcome files I'll remove. Main configuration only I'll give. Unnecessary things I'll remove. These are optional tags. That's what I'm removing. Compulsory tag I placed. Right, this one. Web.xml. Yeah, write web.xml also. Here I'll give a description. It is XML important. That's what write it. So solid name, solid class, solid mapping, solid URL pattern. Same style, filter name, filter class, filter mapping, URL pattern. This line important, I'll explain. Say, is it over? Here also we written slash welcome. Here also we written slash welcome. Okay. In HTML program, form action equal to what we written? Action equal to URL pattern of welcome solid. So form action equal to I'm asking, not method equal to. Post you are giving. Form action equal to method equal to post. Action equal to URL pattern of welcome solid. So there slash welcome welcome we written. Here welcome means welcome solid executed. But here also welcome I given. This meaning different, that meaning different. Here, whenever in address bar slash welcome comes, welcome solid executed. But here, whenever request comes to welcome solid, login filter executed. So this meaning different, that meaning different. You write this one. It indicates web container. It indicates web container execute login filter whenever request comes to welcome solid. Whenever request comes to welcome solid. It indicates web container execute login filter whenever request comes to welcome solid. whenever request comes to welcome solid, then login filter executed. Whenever request comes to welcome solid, then login filter executed. Say, whenever you click on submit button, form action equal to executed. Action equal to welcome we written. Welcome means welcome solid executed. But again we written here, whenever request comes to welcome solid, execute login filter we written. That is the reason first login filter executed. So here meaning different, here meaning different. Here actually, whenever in address bar welcome appears, then only welcome solid executed. And this meaning is, whenever request comes to this one, control diverted to this one. So here different meaning. But what we are reading, there also slash welcome, here also slash welcome. There also slash welcome, here also slash welcome. Their meaning is, in address bar welcome appears, no, that is executed. But here meaning is, whenever request comes to that one, this is executed. That means control first coming to welcome solid or login solid. Welcome solid. But first welcome solid executed or filter executed? Filter executed. Control coming to welcome solid only, but not executed. So first, like in address bar, welcome appears. You will click submit button. Action equal to welcome. That will appear in address bar. Then seeing this welcome, control comes here. But before executing this one only, control diverted. Because of this reason. Because of this one. Suppose if I remove this configuration, what will happen? This is only executed. Got it? So, what is the meaning of this line is, whenever request comes to welcome solid, execute login filter. What is the meaning of this line is, whenever in address bar welcome appears, execute welcome solid. That meaning different, this meaning different. Okay. Suppose it is login.html. It is mail solid. Now, in between, I want to filter, I want to insert. What we have to do? One more time, we have to configure. Configuration time, you have to write like this. URL pattern here /mail. URL pattern. What is the meaning of this line? Whenever request comes to mail solid, execute filter. Now, like this. It is one more charting program. Now here click submit button and clicked chart solid. I'll configure. Whenever request comes to chart solid, execute login filter. Whenever request comes to mail solid, execute login filter. Like this, any number of times you can configure like this. Then same filter again and again executed according to your requirement. So now present, suppose in website, mail is there, chart is there. You will configure. In future, one more comes. One more configure. No need to change the programs. Only XML. Only XML. XML are you going to compile? No. Here XML anytime you can modify. It is server understandable language directly. It is server understandable language. But Java program, if you modify, you have to recompile, you have to restart the server, you have to again deploy. But XML deployment also not required. That is open, directly modify. That is automatically it will recognize. Server can recognize. Server understandable language. So like this, dynamically we can include filter. If I remove this, filter removed. If I add this, filter added. Anytime you can break the link. If you don't want this filter, here remove, then it will broken. If you want to add, then add. Again, it is included. Like this. Dynamically can include. Suppose solids you studied, listeners you studied, filters you studied. One task I'll give. What is required, you think? Suppose it is just one solid program. Welcome solid. Now, it is just one solid program. This program, how many times viewed? How many people accessed it? How many times viewed? Count. What we are trying for this? Only one solid. This solid, how many times viewed? I want to count. One count variable. You will write count variable. Integer count equal to 0. Count plus where you will write. This program, basics you studied, no? For starting. Starting program you studied, no? That is. Starting basics. Some programs I explained. In a basics folder also is basic dynamic web project also is there. This is here. The basics 8 programs you studied almost. These all. What you are right? Count equal to 0. Next count plus where you will write? This program also completed counter solid. Count equal to 0. Count plus where we written? Inside the service. This is only asked. You are not giving answer. When service method called? When service method called? Every request. Count will increase, no? Counting number of views, it is nothing. It is normal program. Starting program. Okay. Suppose it is welcome solid. It is welcome solid. Now here we written int count equal to 0. Int count equal to 0. Later count plus. This is we written inside the service. Then whenever request comes, count plus. Whenever request comes, count plus. This is counting number of views. It is just like a YouTube videos count will be there, no? That type. YouTube video, how many times watched? Count will be there, no? View. That is. That type program. Suppose it is server, one user logged in, count plus. One user logged in, count plus. One more user logged in, count plus. One more user logged in, count plus. This user logged out, count minus. This user logged out, count minus. This program also you have seen, no? What we use it? What we use it? Session I'm getting, but session solid or session listener, you are not giving answer. HTTP session listener. Session means HTTP session concept of solid session tracking also is there, no? But listener program. Listener, HTTP session listener. In session created, count plus. In session destroyed, count minus. Like that you have seen, no? Now these two already you have seen. Counting number of views you have seen. Counting number of users you have seen. Now, one more task. Now, what we record, you give answer. It is just HTML program. Homepage.html. This page, how many times viewed? I want to count. It is HTML program. Now, whatever you want, either use solid or listener or filter, whatever you want, you can take. But I want to count the number of views of this page. Suppose, like a previous program, count equal to 0. Can you write in HTML? That is not possible. Think. Now think and give answer. I want to count the number of views of this program. Don't give answer JavaScript, Ajax, those all. Solid Java. Only Java. With other technologies possible. Client-side technology, many are there, no? Ajax is there, jQuery is there, JSON is there, and React JS is there, Angular is there, Angular JS is there. Those all don't give. Okay? Java. Through Java. Through Java code only. I want to count the number of views of this program. Count equal to 0, count plus, you cannot write in HTML program. HTML not possible, no? Now, this HTML count I want to display. What we have to write, think yourself and give answer. Through Java. No JavaScript, no other client-side technologies. Through Java programming, I want to count. Think yourself and give answer. Counting number of views of this program. Service method. What we have to write? It is HTML program. Now, one request comes, count plus. Again request comes, count plus. Again request comes, count plus. Count will increase only, never decrease it. But count. You have to count. Through Java. Counting. Same as count house program. Where you will write service method. It is HTML program, no? This HTML program count I want to count. Through Java. HTML request comes. Where you will write count plus. It is no service method here. If you want, write separate servlet. But request comes here, I want to count. HTML, can you write count? No. Online students given right or wrong, we'll see. They given 25 message came, no? Whether right or wrong, I'll check it. First you give answer. Now, first my question is clear or not clear? Clear? Suppose here already counter servlet program you have seen. Here count equal to 0, count plus. What this will do? Whenever request comes to this servlet, it will count. It is servlet program. Count variable you can write, count plus you can write, count whatever you want you can write. But whenever request comes to HTML page, it is HTML. This page how many times accessed? I want to count. Do one thing. Think yourself. Monday we'll see continuation. Okay. Think yourself and give answer on Monday. Monday we'll see continuation. Online students, 1 minute. Yeah, Monday I'll start JSP. Welcome Solid. Welcome Solid code is nothing. 1 minute wait. Online students. 1 minute. Online students. Okay. Many people given right answer. Very good. Okay. Many people given right answer. 1 minute.